Let's talk about Khloe Kardashian really quick, okay? She's in the news because she's now reportedly relieved that she can focus on her own life and being a mother to True without policing Tristan's penis. We all know that Tristan Thompson has had indiscretions. We reported it first here at Hollywood Unlocked years ago when he had the alleged relationship with Jordan Woods, even though they said that there was no relationship, but we were there firsthand and we saw it. Shout out to Alyssa. I have a problem with this whole conversation because Khloe Kardashian, as much as I love you, and you know I love you, Khloe. I don't have your number no more because you changed it after you used me. I have to tell you that you're not good for women. You are a bad example for accepting toxicity from a man who you know is repeatedly emotionally abusive. He is a bad example to your child. You have been a bad example for women, not only in how you've stayed with this man who's repeatedly shitted on you and your family and the legacy of the Kardashian brand, whatever that legacy is, but also somebody who you worked with to get back at the woman, Jordan Woods, who you used me to take down. And I feel like in many ways, there's a conversation happening online right now if the Kardashians own Jordan Woods an apology. And I have to tell you, not only does Khloe Kardashian and the Kardashian family owe her an apology. Hold on, Blue, let me land this.
Sorry.
I think that they as a family owe her an apology. They owe Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith an apology, and they owe the Black community apology because ultimately they worked cohesively to destroy this young woman. And like a phoenix, she rose. Got a good old man, Carl Towns. I don't know you. I don't watch your basketball plays, whatever. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but you appear to be a really good, solid guy. And I love the fact that you are holding on to that girl. But, in looking at the fact that now Khloe is coming out saying, I'm relieved and now going to focus on me. It's just a bunch of bullshit going into the new season at Hulu. I'm not buying it. I think it's just more fodder for social media, and nobody's ever going to believe that you are now relieved. I think you are lonely. I think you are sad, and I think that your Keurig has run out of water, and you don't have no coffee or tea to sip, and so you're sipping the tea that we spill every day about your man's penis. And Tristan apparently now is taking responsibility. He posted this on social media. This is what happens when you get caught. He said, today, paternity test results reveal that I fathered a child with Marley Nichols. I take full responsibility for my actions. Now the paternity has been established. I look forward to amicably raising our son. I sincerely apologize to everyone I've hurt or disappointed throughout this ordeal, both publicly and privately. Khloe, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve the heartache and humiliation I have caused you. You don't deserve the way I've treated you over the years. My actions certainly have not lined up with the way I view you. I have the utmost respect and love for you, regardless of what you may think. Again, I am so incredibly sorry. My only response to that is, please. That's all.
Now, I don't want to backtrack, but you're saying Khloe owes Jordan Woods an apology for working to try to tear her down? Because Jordan Woods did still do something wrong.
I'm not saying that Jordan Woods should have been dragged for filth for being a disloyal friend. She lived in the backyard of her sister with the lawnmower. She should have been loyal to her. What I'm saying is that she was the one to take the public beating, the public ridicule, the public bruising. From what I understand, her family received death threats. Her sister had to be taken out of school as a result of it. The Kardashians have a fan base that are rabid animals. They're almost as rabid as the Minaj Barbs, okay? And so these people had to be put under terrorist watch because they were being attacked by this terroristic family's fans. Family's terroristic fans, whatever, you know what I mean, okay?
She owes her an apology.
She bears responsibility, but I also say that Jordan hasn't fully told the whole story either. We know that there was more there than just her putting her legs over his legs. We know this. There are celebrities who've been in around them who know and have told me, and we saw what we saw. So that is what it is. So they still haven't fully taken responsibility. But the fact that Khloe took Tristan back, I thought was a way of kind of rubbing it in Jordan's nose. I still got the man. True still got her daddy. But your baby daddy was out laying his pipe in all these other women. You do realize there are 2 other women that allege they have kids or have had sex with. One has alleged that she has a kid by Tristan that has yet to be proven. But, This isn't the first girl, and it won't be the last.
Do
So
you
the
think
reason why she owes her an apology, I want to just answer that before we move on to the next thing. The reason she owes her apology isn't based on morality. It's based on how she weaponized her celebrity. So Jordan Woods could have literally gave Tristan Thompson a blowjob, X, Y, and Z. That's not my business. I don't care about that because the Kardashians themselves are not very righteous when it comes to the way that they show their loyalty to their homegirls, right? Shout out to Trina and all the black women who they've stole men from. So to me, it's not about any of that. The reason why she owes her apology to me is that single tweet when she knew that she was a celebrity. She thought that Jordan was a nobody who was living in the back house. And she literally said, Jordan Woods ruined my relationship and owes me an apology. And she knew that when she said that to millions of people, that this little black girl who she thought had no power was going to be attacked by the public. She weaponized her celebrity because she thought Jordan was a black nobody. What she wasn't expecting was that Jordan's godfather, Will Smith, was going to swoop down and say, not on our watch. And that's when Jada Pinkett Smith and her family, which has been more powerful than the Kardashians, stepped up and saved her. When you weaponize your celebrity and intentionally try to bring a black woman down after you've been feeding off of black women for years to make your money, that's why she owes her an apology. She was being a bully.
Jada Pinkett Smith called Kris Jenner and ended their relationship as a result of all of this. Like a lot of breakdown, a lot of fallout that the public doesn't know has happened. But I'm going to also give you some more tea. When Kanye West was on the Drink Champs and he said he don't like that publicist sitting next to his wife, that is the woman that Khloe used to gaslight me to attack Jordan. That was the mastermind Pied Piper of the media. And I'm not going to say her name now because, no shade. Me and Kris Jenner have been going back and forth on text messages. It's been really heated. I've never disrespected Kris or had a heated conversation with Kris Jenner until about a month or two ago, where we had a really very uncomfortable exchange because, as I told Kris, I'm not intimidated by you. I am not afraid of the Kardashian family. I don't care who the y'all know. I'm Jason Lee. I'm Hollywood Unlocked. You can't call nobody on me. She made a couple phone calls on me, and I know her attorneys and my attorneys talk because they know I got some tea that I'm going to spill at some point. Should it need to be spilled. But what I will say as far as this Tristan Thompson thing, one part of me reports the news and I say what I have to say because it is what it is. But when I also think about some of these indiscretions, I almost feel like there's a mental health component here that we're missing. And the reason why he's a part of so much fodder is because we're making a laughing joke out of him being a laughing stock. But I think that he has a sex addiction that we don't know about, that is not treated. This goes beyond just being a reckless who has money. This is somebody who knows he's in one of the most highest profile relationships he will ever be in. He's a very notable person that has a notable problem and consistently finds himself in the midst of it and then issues these public apologies as if they're to mean anything. I think there's a psychological ticking going on up here. I don't know. He doesn't run his head into other players like the football players do, so he can't blame that. But I don't know if it's just like there's something psychologically damaged with him. And let me ask you this, Blue and Damaged, because I think we all look at this from different perspectives. If he was to do some type of therapeutic experience and it revealed that he had a mental health condition that caused him to displace his penis, would we feel different?
No.
Because
here's the thing, like intention doesn't negate impact. And also just because something is not your fault doesn't mean it's not your responsibility. And he has enough resources where he could have gotten that looked into. I think that Khloe is a narcissist who's been playing victim because everything that she did to everybody else is now happening to her in a public forum. I think he actually does have a sex addiction and a couple other problems. I think they all have mental health issues, to be perfectly honest, but they still have a responsibility for their actions. So I can say, hey, I understand why you did it, but you still have to pay for doing it. So no, it wouldn't change my view at all.
And if that's the case, you know how many men have to be written off that have multiple kids with multiple
All
baby mamas? We got to think about it. It's because it's Tristan where it's like, oh man, he's tripping. There's so many people out here, Jason.
Well, my father had 7 kids. My father had 7 kids out of wedlock. I was just trying to find a way to reconcile with him.
My daddy too. I'm number 7.
Listen, I don't know if public apologies are given or not, or owed or not. Tristan, I want to interview you. I think it would be the most epic conversation ever. Jordan Woods, I want to interview you. And Khloe, I want to interview you too. I want to talk to all of you. Maybe separate chats, maybe same questions, different times, piece it all together, see what the world looks like. Because I personally think this whole story is bipolar, and I will say that when I was talking directly to Khloe, I understand how they make you feel like you can trust them. But I also know firsthand how the Kardashians can use you, spit you out when they're done. But the difference between me and you, baby, is I'm gonna teach you how to swallow. Because see, spitting me out don't do anything. Oh yes, spitting me out. What you thought you spit me out and I didn't grow? No, I grew into a full ass mess.